It is a hopeful message tonight as Governor Gavin Newsom highlights the state's vaccine progress and success so far. The governor also sharing that no California county is left in the purple. He expects the number of people with at least one vaccine dose to pass 50% tonight. And this April 15th is Vax Day, not Tax Day, as anyone 16 and older is now eligible.
And listen to this, Chico State today becoming one of the first in the region to announce COVID-19 vaccinations will be required for the fall semester. This is for students who plan on either living in university housing or participating in NCAA sports. Meanwhile, Sac State opened its vaccine clinic to students for the first time today. ABC 10's Luke Clary has more on what this means for students.
It's been rough.
For the first time in a long and difficult year, fourth-year student Melina Mahana is back at Sac State campus.
The biggest challenge is genuinely removing that in-person aspect. As a dance major, as a dancer, I'm always really physically close.
At home, she's had to get used to dancing by herself. So returning Thursday as the COVID vaccination clinic opens up to students like her means so much.
I can remove the Zoom. Oh my gosh, dancing in a two-dimensional format is so challenging.
She's one of about 300 people who can get a vaccine here daily as California opens eligibility to all residents over 16. As COVID vaccines become more and more available to college students on campuses like this one in the spring, university administrators are grappling with whether or not to require them for students returning in the fall.
You know, it's a question that we're really working on right now, both at Sacramento State and throughout the CSU system.
Vice President for Student Affairs Ed Mills says they're working on it.
So yeah, I definitely think that it should be a requirement.
Transfer students Miguel Marino and his sister Inelda disagree over whether it should be a requirement.
I think it should be recommended for sure, but necessary, I'm not sure.
But they didn't hesitate when it was their turn.
It's important.
And neither did Melina.
I'm excited to dance again and be like, you're vaccinated, I'm vaccinated.
And no more dancing alone.
And that's something worth celebrating, huh? We reached out to the UC system and the University of the Pacific as well, and they say fall semester COVID-19 vaccination plans are still under development. Madison.
Yeah, let's take a look now at vaccinations across the U.S. You can see between 21 to 27% of California fully vaccinated. Taking a look at the numbers here in California, according to the state's health department, as of today, 24 million doses have been administered. 30 million delivered. Now that equals about 20% of the state partially vaccinated, and nearly 30% of Californians are fully vaccinated.
And the governor making a visit to the Stockton Arena today, a major coronavirus vaccination hub for San Joaquin County. ABC 10's Lena Howland was there for his visit today, and you learned the county is a bit behind the curve, Lena, compared to the rest of the state.
Yep, and that's totally right, Chris. Inside of this arena, you see right behind me here, healthcare workers are vaccinating 1,000 people every day. Now that may seem like a lot, but Governor Newsom told us today they are capable of doing quite a bit more. There just isn't enough vaccine to go around right now.
In our region, San Joaquin County, we vaccinated just over 40% of our residents, which is a great mark.
According to Stockton Mayor Kevin Lincoln, San Joaquin County is not quite on par with the rest of the state yet. As Governor Newsom says, those numbers are closer to 50% statewide. Keep in mind, it was his initiative to set aside 40% of the state's supply to underserved communities like Stockton.
I confess, and one has to be sober about this and one has to be honest, it's stubborn. And while we did put 40% of all our vaccines up and continue to provide as a priority 40% of all our vaccines under that equity index, we still have a lot of work to do.
He says the state is still struggling with vaccine supply, but hope to see improved numbers within the next 2 weeks. Other challenges he's seeing get in the way are language barriers, the digital divide, and transportation for folks who just don't live near big clinics like this one here at the Stockton Arena.
I've been trying to get it for so long, but I couldn't because I didn't meet the requirements. So like last night, exactly at 12, I logged in and immediately put in my appointment and I got it, thankfully.
22-year-old Jackie Perez from Stockton and a senior hoping to graduate from Stanislaus State next month says she was the last person in her family to get vaccinated today.
It felt good because I didn't expect to get it because I knew like everyone would be like rushing, but like a lot of appointments were available, so I think I just logged in at the right time, thankfully, so it felt good.
Now, given the pause on the Johnson & Johnson vaccines earlier this week, I did ask Governor Newsom what his thoughts are on vaccine hesitancy. He told me that both himself and the mayor of Stockton both received that same vaccine within about a week of each other without any side effects. He did ask people to take that news into context, that only about 1 in a million, 6 individuals had those severe reactions, and that this disease remains deadly.
That is a good point to make there. The governor himself got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, saying that he's not showing side effects. Okay, Arlena Howland reporting live for us tonight in Stockton.
And this all comes as we're getting new information from Yolo County confirming the first case of a new COVID variant. It first emerged in Brazil, and the CDC says this variant may result in higher transmission rates and quicker spread. Health officials say the same prevention measures remain for this as all the other ways to slow the spread. Mask up, keep your distance, and get the vaccine.